Okay, that's Faded, sung by Kate Dearaugo. She's one of the winners of Australian Idols. We're gonna check out about that later. And let's just go on to our next song from another artist, which I know this next artist. He's actually English, okay? It's Peter Andre. But he resided in Australia for some years, and I think he launched his music career back in Australia, and then he went back to the UK. So I think up until like some years ago, I actually thought he was an Aussie artist, and I'm not sure if he was an Australian citizen, at any time during the time he was living in Australia up until he moved back to the UK because he was born in the UK. I'm not sure about that, but I think a lot of Australians would probably agree that to some level he is kind of an Aussie artist because his music was around Australian music industry. So let's just have a look at the information from Wikipedia regarding Peter Andre. Okay, so Peter Andre was born Peter James Andrea. Uh, like I said, here it says he is an English singer and television personality. Andre gained popularity as a singer, best known for his singles Mysterious Girl and Flavor. He's also known for appearing on the third series of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and the 13th series of Strictly Come Dancing, in which he was partnered with Jeanette Manarara. I don't know who it is. I'm guessing it's an English artist, so even maybe Aussie artist, I'm not sure, because I've been away from Australia for so long. Anyway, so let's get to his life. Okay, so he was born in 1973 in Harrow, London, and he is of Cypriot descent. In 1979, as a 6-year-old, Andre and his family relocated to Sydney, Australia, before settling finally in the Gold Coast uh, when he was 9 years old. Okay, so 6 years old, he went to Sydney, 3 years in Sydney, and then he went to Gold Coast at 9 years of age, together with the family, of course. At the age of 14, Andre finished runner-up to Wade Robson in a dancing competition where the prize was to meet Michael Jackson. So he was still living in Australia at that time. 1989, a 16-year-old Andre became a contestant on Australian talent show New Faces, and as a result, he was offered a recording contract at that time. During this time, Andre lived in a beachside apartment in Service Paradise and attended Benoa State High School on the Gold Coast. So he was really living there, right? So you can see how I think he's pretty much considered Australian artist as well. In the early 90s, Andre released a number of singles in Australia. In 92, he released debut single Drive Me Crazy, which peaked at number 72 on the Australian singles chart. However, his musical breakthrough occurred with his second single, Give Me a Little Sign, which peaked at number 3 and spent a total of 31 weeks in the charts. 93, he received an ARIA Award for highest selling Australian single of the year. See? So he's pretty much Aussie artist, even though he's probably not an Aussie citizen. His second studio album was released in 96, peaking at number 1 in the UK albums chart. The album included the hit single Mysterious Girl, which peaked at number 2 on the UK singles chart in 96, but reached number 1 on re-release in 2004 following Andre's appearance in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. As a result, Andre returned to the UK in the mid-90s, so he returned in the mid-90s to the UK. 2009, Peter released his sixth studio album, Revelation. Notable tracks Behind Closed Doors and Unconditional peaked at 4th and 50th respectively in the UK charts, with the album reaching number 3. Okay, so that's all about his life and the early career. Let's get to his discography. Okay, so he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 albums. And the first one being the self-titled, Peter Andre, in 93, and then the second in 96, titled Natural. And then this one, which we are listening to, Time, 1997. Okay? 1997. And then with all the rest of the albums. And the latest one was in 2015. It was a Christmas album called White Christmas. But I was reading also here, It says here in July 2021, so last year, a music insider told the Sun newspaper's bizarre column Peter got back into the studio in lockdown and has written tracks with some some really talented people. He's been inspired by reggae and pop sounds for the song, so pretty much like Mysterious Girls then. And the album is very nearly finished, but we haven't heard anything right now, and it doesn't say anything here, so I'm not sure if it's actually finished, you know, the whole album, the new album, or still in the making or whatever. But anyway, it's time for us to listen to his song from this Time album, okay? And then after this, we're gonna also check out about Kate Dearaugo, okay? So Kate Dearaugo, just now we listened to Kate Dearaugo, okay, the Australian Idol winner. Now she's really Australian, okay, but we'll learn more about her, all the information about her, after we listen to Peter Andre's song All Night All Right featuring Coolio. Still at Kumbang channel, Kumbang Kumpul Bareng Yop. Okay, that's All Night All Right by Peter Andre, featuring Coolio once again from his album Time, his third album, right? Okay, so let's get back to Kate Dearaugo now. She's really Australian, as I said, and let's find out more information about her. This was her debut album after she won the Australian Idol. This was her winning album, okay? Place I've Never Been, Kate Dearaugo. Okay, Kate Dearaugo, her real name's Catherine Jenna Dearaugo, born in 1985, is an Australian singer-songwriter who in 2005 was the third winner of Australian Idol. After Idol, Dearaugo signed to Sony BMG and released her debut single, Maybe Tonight. We're going to listen to that right after this, from this album, obviously, okay? In November 2005, okay, the single became number one on the area charts and was certified platinum. This debut album, A Place I've Never Been, released in December 25, was also certified platinum. Dearaugo later became a member of the multi-platinum selling girl group Young Divas, but unfortunately the group disbanded in 2008. Okay, let's go to before Idol. She was a former swimming teacher. Dearaugo had auditioned for Australian Idol in both the first season and second season, both times failing to make it past the auditions. So she didn't actually pass any of the auditions in the first and second season of Australian Idol. Amazing. And in the third one, she was never placed in the bottom three, and she went on to win the third one. Pretty much similar to one of the Indonesian Idol winner, Regina. It's the same as well. I think she auditioned a couple of times, I think more than twice, and she failed. And then the third one, she just made it through and she won. Okay, I'm not sure which year, I can't remember. So it's pretty similar. Okay, so she finally auditioned for the third season of Idol in 2005 in Queensland. Okay, and in 2005, 14th of November, Dearaugo beat Lee Harding to ensure her place in the grand final. Okay, and then yada yada yada, she finally won. Okay, so between 2005 and 2006, that was the time when A Place I've Never Been, this album, was released and was around the charts, okay? She released the debut single Maybe Tonight, which we're going to listen to after this, on the 27th of November with sales of 20,307 copies. Not sure if that's a lot or not. Okay, well, it was number one and it stayed number one for 2 weeks, which is pretty good. And it was awarded a platinum award by the Australian Recording Industry Association, ARIA. The single stayed in the top 50 for 13 weeks, and the music video was popular on Australian music video shows such as Video Hits and Rage. In September 2006, Maybe Tonight was nominated for an ARIA award for highest selling single, but it lost to Flaunted by TV Rock. I loved TV Rock Flaunted, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I love Flaunted more than this one, but this is still pretty good. You guys are going to listen to this song anyway. Okay, let's just move on now to Young Divas. So from 2006 until 2007, she was with Young Divas. And I don't think she released any solo album or any solo project during that time. But unfortunately, as we have read it already, Young Divas disbanded eventually. And in 2007 until 2008, okay, let's see what happened. The Rouge appeared alongside the group members on the top 12 nights of the fifth season of Australian Idol. So she participated there. Did she do anything at all? Okay, how about let's just go straight to discography. So no, unfortunately, she only released this album. She never released any album at all. And she released Maybe Tonight and Faded from this album. We listened to Faded, the first song that we played in the non-Indonesian segment tonight, and Maybe Tonight again we're gonna listen right after this. And then in 2015 she released two new singles, It's True and Shut Your Mouth, but there's no album at all. Okay, so I think that's about it, and she sounds really good actually, but I mean most of the songs here they're actually cover, and she's quite good in like covering all these songs, but I don't know, maybe she didn't really have the X factor to stay on, so we're not sure. As we always say, the entertainment industry can be really cruel actually. Okay, all right, just before we move on, there is however an unfortunate extravaganza, so to say here, okay? The Rouge was arrested by Victorian police officers twice in 2017 in regards to possession of crystal methamphetamine, or known as ice, as well as a tomahawk and large knife. She faced court on 4th of October 2017, where she indicated that she would plead guilty at her next court hearing on the 15th of November that year. She faced a maximum of 15 years in jail. Oh my. But, well, eventually, according to this, she escaped conviction. I don't know what happened there, but anyway. Maybe she should really try to stick with music again then, I mean, she is really not bad, honestly. But as I said, the entertainment industry can be pretty rough, so I don't know what really happened there. So let's just listen to her debut single after winning the Australian Idol. This is a song called Maybe Tonight. Kate the Rouge at Kumbang Channel Kumbang Kumpul Bareng Yo.